Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning to these videos. In this video, I wanted to read a few article titles and go into one of them about something that had happened yesterday. And so from these top stories, the title of this one says, multiple undersea cables cuts in the Red Sea, hampering internet performance. This one says, undersea cables cut in the Red Sea, disrupting internet access in Asia and in Middle East. Microsoft issues update after undersea cable cut in Red Sea. And so, if you're not aware of how certain continents, countries, and places are connected to the Internet of Things, is by the way of these internet tube cables. There's a few of them, or a lot of them, I should say, that are lining the oceans of this earth. And so I don't exactly know about if this was a situation where it involved the elites cutting this thing off, or it was just happened to be through the spirit that these cables were tampered with, maybe the fish earthquake or whatever. Like this article here says, what we know about the internet disruption from the cut subsea cables in the Red Sea. So like I'm emphasizing that we don't really know if there was a foul play, because we do know how these wicked elites play and how they maneuver. But ultimately, what we do know is that this is a spiritual thing, and it lines up with prophecy, mainly going into the famine of the word. And if it was foul play from these other countries to disrupt internet access and communications from a certain area, well, then that's just going to lead to World War III. Ultimately, no matter what happens or what had happened, the end result is going to be World War III. And for them to upgrade their infrastructure, really to roll out the MOTB. Because tampering with the internet is a serious issue, so that these elites are basically going to have to roll out a new and improved way for these people to communicate with each other, and then it's all going to be tied to buying and selling also. So all these things they go and hand in hand. They're in tandem with each other, because this is prophecy speaking. And so from this article, I'm just going to read a few of it. It says that the undersea cables cut in the Red Sea disrupted internet access in parts of Asia and the Middle East. Experts said on Sunday, though, it wasn't immediately clear what caused the incident. And so that's really the article, how much I want to get into it. I'm just going to read the scriptures now, because when I was reading this article, I was thinking about how the elites could have done it, or this was a war tactic, like how the pipelines were destroyed a while back. And mainly, the first precept that I was thinking is Amos 8 and 11, because we have Israelites scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And this message that we're speaking is of repentance, so that the nation of Israel, whithersoever they were scattered, of the 144,000 elect who are of Yahweh Shai's sheep, will hear this message. It's going to go out to the four corners of the earth and accomplish that what it was sent to do. And the fact that you're seeing a hindrance in video making process, when we upload these videos, they get taken down pretty quickly, and we're not really allowed to say certain things because of the speech and the AI also picking up on what we're saying. So you could even look back at 2020, there was a lot of videos that brothers were making because there was a lot of spiritual things happening, but a good portion of those videos got deleted. We had to make new channels. And so with this right here, is just showing you that the Lord is speeding up the times for the elect's sake, because the elect are going to obtain this message and the rest were blinded. And you got all this time, there's really no excuse. If these people are walking by up and down the streets, they're going to eventually come across the black Hebrew Israelites as they deem us. But we are actually the real Hebrew Israelites that pertain to this salvation, this promise that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is preparing for us, but only to the 144,000 elect. And you're going to have those members of the elect in other various nations. So this internet disruption, and it ain't going to be the last internet disruption, going to see more and more as we get closer to that day, is basically just more proof that this word is accomplishing that what it was sent to do. because there's going to come a time where everything's going to be shut down. The gates in the cities and the grinding is going to cease. There's not going to be any mirth in the city. The music's going to be brought low. And ultimately, with all the ample time that you're given right now, you understood not but despise the grace period that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has opened unto you. You are disregarding the invitation to the wedding. You're not on your watch, being basically a spiritual soldier in this field of warfare, which is all spiritual. You, if anything, with all that get understanding. Read it in Isaiah 33:6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So this is that time frame where you should be doing that. So I'm going to read this here in Amos 8:11. It says, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but for hearing the words of the Lord. And I'm going to continue on. It's in verse 11. It says, And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. So right now, this grace period, people are disregarding this message. And during Jacob's trouble, you're gonna know who the elect are, because ultimately those are the ones who receive this message and have joined the ranks of the hopeful elect, who are standing stiffly for his name in these times. But to those who basically are disregarding that message, these precepts apply to them during Jacob's trouble, because we're not going to be out in the highways and hedges forever. The times are moving quicker for the elect's sake, and the hopeful elect are the ones who are out there pushing this truth week in and week out, and even throughout the week studying and making these videos. So this message right here, the famine of the word, really goes out to the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. That's what Jacob's trouble is really about. If you're reading all the scriptures, that when these calamities happen, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's servants will eat. And basically, we're eating right now the spiritual bread, because we don't live by bread alone, but by the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And so that's something that we can see that's different from us and the rest of this world, who are walking in darkness in that broad gate. So this is going to happen. I'm going to read from verse 12 again. It says, And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. And I always go into the parable of the 10 virgins. 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. The 5 foolish the virgins, they didn't have their oil. They weren't prepared. They weren't ready for the bridegroom. So they're going to be looking around, trying to buy oil, or looking for this word, trying to speak the Hebrew, which is something that we practice, something that we honor and reverence. We hold the Passover. We reverence and honor the Sabbath. We do all these things because we know that wisdom and knowledge is going to keep us stable in these times. But to the rest, ultimately, they were blinded. And they're going to be way more blinded, especially when the edict comes out, where there's going to be, I forget the word, when the military is out here and we're not allowed to be out in a certain time frame. So that's really going to take place in these times. And so the people who don't get this message now, they're going to be wandering, basically lost, vagabonds pretty much, because they have rejected the word of the Lord. And so all these things are happening, and then you go to a different news article that speaks about war, which is what I kind of want to get into, because reading that article made me think that there might have been some foul play. We're not ignorant to Satan's devices. And ultimately, it's the Heavenly Father that's directing the steps of these people, and his intent to the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of man. He's moving the chess pieces, all these heathens, to gather to the valley of Yahushua. And I'm going to read this in Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And that's all by the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This word's going out, and it's sealing the elect, and it's putting a mark of judgment on these people who They do not hear or forbear this message, therefore they're marked for death. Like pursuing to in Ezekiel verse 9 and 4, that word mark means tawa, which means a mark of exemption. Those who have ears to hear, who are sighing and crying, they basically want to be a part of this thing, this invitation to the wedding. Those are the ones who are going to stand stiffly and are going to be preserved from the hour of temptation. All right, so I'm going to read a few more precepts and I'm going to end it off. This is in Matthew 16 and 3. It says, and in the morning, Salaki, I'm going to read from verse 2. It says, he answered and said unto them, when it is evening, yea, ye say, it will be fair weather for the sky. Salaki, I'm going to read from verse 1 to get more all the meat. Verse 1, it says, the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting desire him that he would show them a sign from heaven. And so this is when Yahushua was on the scene. Yeah, the Sadducees and Pharisees were always trying to trip him up on things, try to show other people that he wasn't the God-said comforter, or a person who he claimed to be is basically the firstborn, the last Adam. And one of that, it was basically they were trying to do something, but Yahushua was saying that they could foretell other things, but they don't see the impending doom that's about to take place. So in verse 2, it says, he answered and said unto him, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the time? A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. So really, the sign is that you're seeing these camps spring up all over through the four corners of the earth, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. What more sign do you need besides that? Because we're speaking volumes and we're breaking down strongholds, and the words that we're speaking heal also. So if you're not down with this project or this program, then we're moving on. We don't care about you. We're just gonna shake the dust of our feet and move on. We're not gonna give you Godspeed because you are not partakers of this invitation to the wedding. We're all wearing our garments, and at that wedding, we're gonna see a person probably snuck in the window, and we're gonna kick that guy out. He's not sighing and crying like the rest of us. All right, so I'm going to read this last precept in Habakkuk 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord said, like it says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So when we're out there on the highways and hedges, that is the sign. Well, we actually have signs showing you depictions of what's to come. And then we open the scriptures and speak in the spirit to show you that these things are lined up. You look at the news, and we also look at the news and see how it pertains to biblical prophecy. So we're seeing these visions and we're making them plain upon tables, so that those who see it, those who have eyes to see, can receive it. So this is from verse 3 in Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, and it is not tarrying. We're going to continue seeing all these judgments, curses, and things that are going to happen in this world. That's all going to lead to the end times, to Jacob's trouble, and to World War III. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, Shalom Akim.